Welcome guys to the Meet Damien live stream. I am Damien, and today we're getting a red day. That's why I'm wearing this red shirt. And I feel as though that this year, if we're gonna get this bear market in Bitcoin and crypto, then we're probably gonna see me wear this red shirt more often, because I usually wear the red shirt on a red day, especially when it's a significant red day like we're getting right now. Bitcoin down below 90K right now. And where can we go next, right? Where can we go next? That's what we're going to try to figure out. I can show you what we've done already and why I'm more concerned about Bitcoin going to lower prices here. Okay, but let's get into it. We'll take a look at Bitcoin. I know I got a request here from DZ that came in. I see you, DZ, with THQ. Yep. But we're gonna talk about Bitcoin first, and then we're gonna do the requests, and maybe we can get into a trade. See if maybe we can. I'm in shorts right now on Bitcoin and SUI, but maybe now that Wall Street is done for the day and they're going home, maybe we might get a little bit of relief rally. But I gotta look at the charts first to see if that's gonna happen or not. Okay. But I would like to try to make some money along, and if we're gonna get a little bit of a relief rally this later on tonight. But let's figure out what's going on here with Bitcoin. Bitcoin currently trading at $89,476. We actually got as low as $89,247, which on the daily chart here is actually a lower low compared to what we did here on Thursday, January 8th, where we went down to $89,253, and then also around here on January 9th when we went down to $89,362. That's pretty much what they took it down to. They took it down as low as they possibly could to sweep the liquidity. Any stop losses that were like right over here, they came for those stop losses on the longs here. And this actually is qualifying as a lower low after we just made what could possibly be a lower high here on Bitcoin, right? We had a lower high here. We got as high as 97,900 on January 14th. Which is still lower than what we did here in December at $99,000 Bitcoin, which is also lower than what we did here for the highs in November when Bitcoin was at $107,400 here. Okay, no bueno. We're still making lower highs here. Okay, and on top of that, we just violated, whatever was over here. We just violated by making a lower lows. If we close a strong bearish candle like we're doing right now, that's gonna jack up all the liquidity over here, and we're probably gonna see some follow through going into tomorrow, and maybe later on this week and this weekend here. Okay, whoever was kind of counting on higher lows here, we're not making higher lows anymore. Okay. And we've also got rejected off this 50-day moving average, this green line. We got rejected once, twice. Couldn't come up to it on Sunday, and now here we are getting sent down lower. And I mean, you guys know what's going on. Donald Trump said, he might do tariffs on the European Union and Europe if they don't support his decision to take over Greenland. And that's messing up not only the cryptocurrency market, it's also messing up the stock market. And it's allowing the price of gold and silver to just skyrocket. Gold has made new all-time highs at $47.59. Silver at $94. I think I've seen it at $95 earlier. Let's see, how high did it get today? Yeah, $95.86 on silver. And then gold got as high as like $47.66. All right. And it's because people don't know where to put their money. Like, if you can't not put your money in the stock market, right, because Donald Trump's going to jack up tariff rates and make the cost of doing business that much more expensive, then you might as well just put it in gold and silver, because tariffs, they do cause inflation. We know that, and the best place to fight inflation is in gold and silver. And right now Bitcoin is just not that, not able to make that case. I think we all know now that Bitcoin is more of a risk on asset, not really a risk off asset. Some people try to make some people try to make the case that Bitcoin is like digital gold and a risk off asset, but a lot of people still treat it like a technology stock. So if technology stocks are suffering, so does Bitcoin. Bitcoin suffers with them. Okay, and in cryptocurrencies are all like basically technology stocks, technology assets here, and they're gonna suffer when Trump, you know, causes inflation with tariffs or threatens to do it. We don't even know if he's gonna do it or not. But yeah, gold and silver are gonna because there's so much uncertainty in the market. Gold and silver is just gonna continue taking off to higher prices here. But anyways, let me get into your requests here. Let me see what you guys have to say in the chat here. We got a few people that showed up here on TikTok. Good to see you guys. I see OFG. OFG says Bitcoin's gonna dump. And then Dope Go Crazy says, is GameStop bad? I don't know. I haven't looked at GameStop. Is that a request? I can write that down if that's a request. You want me to take a look at that? I can take a look at it. We did get the first request, though, from DZ here on YouTube. And DZ wanted to look at THQ. So I'm going to write that down as the first request. And okay, yep, you said that is a request. You want to take a look at GameStop. Okay. Thank you for the request. We can do that. And I see Lorraine showed up here on YouTube and TikTok. Yeah, Lorraine, I usually fire up the YouTube live stream first. I get that thing ready to go, and then I have to go on my phone and set things up on my phone to do the TikTok live stream. So that's usually how I start things off. So anyways, yeah, that's why when I say I'm gonna go live, I usually mean like the YouTube live stream goes up first, and then I start doing the TikTok live stream. Yep. Shine Legend wants to look at Uniswap and Sui. I'm actually in a Sui short right now. I'm shorting Sui, so I can do that. I can look at Uniswap and Sui for you because I'm curious if I should take more profit on my short or not. Cookie's in here. Hey, we got the request coming in. Cookie wants to take a look at Cardano. That'll be after Sui. And then you want to look at ICP. Alright, that's like your bonus request right there. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. We got like 577 likes here on TikTok. Let's see if we can get up to 2,000 likes. I know you guys can do that for me. And then let me just make sure I didn't miss any other chats here. Dope Go Crazy, you said I sound like the dude who saw Bitcoin break $100. I don't know, but I feel as though Bitcoin could have went up to 100K if Donald Trump kept his mouth shut and didn't say anything about Greenland, or he could have just said we're gonna buy Greenland, we want to buy Greenland, and just left it at that. But then he started talking about tariffs, and I just ruined Bitcoin's relief rally and the rally in stock market too. The stock market is also getting chewed up too. The Nasdaq's down 2.39%, the S&P 500 is down 2%. Dow Jones down 1.7%, and that's just the indices. You know, there's got to be some stocks out there that are doing worse than that. Like, you know, you have, you know, some stocks here like Rocket Mortgage down 5%, okay? And Palantir, right, down 1%. Oh, yeah, that's not too bad. But like Microsoft, down 7%, and Amazon down like 3.4%, Nvidia down 4%, okay? So these stocks are getting rocked too, because of Donald Trump's tariffs. Okay, but you know, some people like the guy. Some people. I'm not gonna get all political, but like Donald Trump does like the absolute worst thing you can do when it comes to stock market. All right, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Right. I'm not happy with him doing tariffs. Okay. The other things I'm okay with, but like him doing tariffs just ruins the markets for no reason, for no good reason. And then he walks it back. He walks back his threats. So it's like, what was the whole point of like threatening people if you're not going to carry through on it, right? Then people don't take him serious anymore. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's look at the requests here. We got THQ as a request here. Excuse me, guys. You guys have to excuse me because I actually did get sick. Someone got me sick, so if I sound all nasally and I start coughing on you, I'm not coughing on you guys because we're on the live stream. But if you see me coughing and whatnot, it's because I'm fighting a cold right now. Anyways, I'll try my best to get through these requests and not sound so nasally. THQ is currently trading at 0.037 pennies. We've done some previous chart work with this. Looks like I measured, you know, what do I measure? Up to this 8-cent level here. Yeah, we came up to like 8 cents in December 23rd, about a month ago. And I just measured from this low here on December 19th, where we were as low as like 3.5 cents. And that gave me this Fibonacci to look at. But we just lost all the levels here in the Fibonacci, so I don't even know if this is still useful or not for THQ. Because you couldn't hold the 618, you couldn't hold the 0.382, you couldn't hold the 0.236 level. Everything has just gone to crap here on THQ. Now, are we going to bottom out? Because like we're kind of close to, like, you know, we could count this as a double bottom if it's going to act as a bottom, right? We don't know yet. Let's look at the momentum indicators, see if there's anything good here to get excited about. On the daily time frame, I don't really have much information here because this thing's so brand new. I might have to jump down to like the 4-hour or the 1-hour chart here. So let's look at the 4 hours, see if there's anything good on the 4 hour. All right, so I do have some stuff here on the 4 hour. Let's look at that MACD. See if any buying pressure coming in, and we have selling pressure here. Selling pressure still, and it's still strong. I would need to see like the blue line start curving up to get a little bit excited about maybe bottoming out here, but you don't have that yet. But if this blue line was to curve back up and cross the orange line to the upside, that would be a MACD crossover to the upside, kind of like you had here on January 16th, where you had this MACD crossover to the upside. And when you get that crossover to the upside, you'll end up getting that the buying pressure, right? You'll end up getting green candles showing up here. So that's what I want to see. But like first, you need to see the blue line start curving up. Then you need to see the blue line actually cross the orange line to the upside. And then that would probably be like, you know, you bottoming out, right? Let's see. Last time we did that was, what was it, January 16th? So it was like right around here where you bottom out here. You got that MACD crossover to the upside, and you kind of went up a little bit. Wasn't strong. It wasn't like a vigorous, you know, buying pressure. And then, you know, because it wasn't so vigorous, we ended up getting sold off one more time here. Okay. So, I don't know if you like playing around with risky assets here, because this could be like catching a falling knife here, DZ, right? You could try buying now here, but I would put the stop loss, you know, right at the lows from last year. We came as low as 3.5 cents. I would put the stop loss at 3.5 cents, because if not, I mean, you're gonna get demolished if you lose 3.5 cents here. So there you go. You might be catching the bottom on this. I don't know. You could make a case for double bottom, but I gotta start seeing like something else besides a double bottom. I gotta see like some bullish divergence showing up here. Okay, I gotta see like, you know, momentum on the MACD increasing. You know, buying, you know, selling pressure dying off and buying pressure coming in. I can't get too excited about this one for a long end. All right. And as far as like shorting it, I probably wouldn't short it either until, you know, because you don't want to short the lows and short the support, because this could be support. I would wait until this thing comes back up to 21 EMA, this white line on the 4 hour time frame, and then try to short it. Right now it's at 21 EMA is at 4 cents. I would wait until this thing gets back up to 4 cents and then short it. And let's see what the 1 hour time frame looks like. If you don't want to wait for the 4 hour time frame, you could probably wait, see if this thing comes up to the 1 hour 21 EMA and short it at 0.038 pennies. Okay, but just know like this thing could just out of nowhere catch the bids like it did here on Monday evening here, and it might shoot up past the 21 EMA on the 1 hour and go up to this 200 moving average. All right, and that 200 moving average is sitting at 4 cents. So I think the safe bet is just short it when it does get up to 4 cents. Okay, that's what you want to do. All right, moving on from THQ, let's take a look at GameStop. Let me just do a quick volume check here. All right, cool. All right, so we gotta look at we'll look at GameStop on the daily time frame here, unless you want me to look at it on the smaller time frames here. We see GameStop currently trading at $21.10. It actually went up today on a day when the market was actually down, right? When everything else was going down. Today we actually had a green day here for GameStop. Now this is interesting with GameStop, okay? I see something already that I like, okay? This is a double bottom right here, right? You got a bottom on December 31st at $19.99, and then another bottom here on November 20th at $19.93. A double bottom is like, they have to be within 1 to 3% away from each other, and this is definitely within 1% away from each other. So you have a double bottom possibly here on GameStop. Now let's see what the RSI is doing. Is there any bullish divergence forming? Let me just bring up this RSI indicator. Possibly. I see a higher low here. Let me just get into it. I see it one low here on November 20th, and then I see higher lows here. You know, if this thing does not go any lower than where it is right now, this could end up being another higher low here, and then you can try to make higher highs on the RSI here. So possibly bullish divergence. The thing is that this low here is actually higher than the low here, so you didn't make lower lows. Well, I think this is still great to see on GameStop. I can actually game plan this out to go bullish in long GameStop, right? So what I would do here is, like, if you want to buy right now, you have like no GameStop and you want to get into GameStop, then you can buy right now. Put your stop loss below either this low here or this low here at 1993 or 1999. You put your stop loss like right there. Okay. If we come down and hit it, then then there might be something wrong. This thing might not actually play out to the upside. Okay. However, we could come down and maybe even make a triple bottom before launching our way up. Okay. That is the thing. There's double bottoms, and then there's also triple bottoms. So I wouldn't go too crazy putting in a position, but you can put a small partial position in here. If it does come down, maybe you buy back in again at the triple bottom area. And maybe, instead of the stop loss being so damn tight at $19.90, maybe you put the stop loss at like $19.50 or $19. Give it a little bit of room to breathe, because if it does come down and hits, 19, 20 bucks here, and makes a triple bottom, then at least you gave it some room to breathe here, and you can see this thing launch its way back up to higher prices. Now, if it's going to go up to higher prices, like, where could it get rejected? Well, we already see it get rejected at the 50-day moving average. It came above this green line here, this 50-day moving average, and then it came back up and retested it and rejected it. So I would say 50-day moving average sitting at right now at $22.80. That's going to be your first take profit target for now, and then we'll see if we can actually get past that and get up to the 200-day moving average sitting at $24.11. That's what I would use for targets the upside. Moving average is very easy to draw on the chart. You just type in 50 moving average and you type in 200 moving average, get those indicators up. I do a bunch of moving averages here, but yeah, I think the moving averages, you can use that to target for your take profit targets on GameStop. Let's see what momentum's looking like here. Money flow is in the green on the daily time frame. That's good to see after it was in the red in December. You got some green buy dots here. This is kind of like almost creating like higher lows here. So I think GameStop does want to go up to higher prices here, at least on the market cipher B indicator here. And then let's look at the MACD, one of my other favorite momentum indicators here. Buying pressure has come in, and it looks like it kind of like died off here on Friday, or it's trying to die off a little bit. But I mean, buying pressure could just increase out of nowhere, because like, look back here, like it was kind of like dying off, and then all of a sudden the buying pressure increased. So maybe buying pressure could increase, and this thing could just continue going up to higher prices. But if the buying pressure doesn't increase, and we actually see buying pressure die down and start going into the red, then I don't want to see that, because that means we're probably going to see lower prices here for GameStop. All right, so just keep that in mind. But right now, I think GameStop's fine. Right now, it's just waiting for more people to get excited about it and buy it. But I like it where it is for a potential long, right? And then you can take profit at the 50-day and take profit at the 200 right above you. Okay. All right. So moving on from GameStop, let's take a look at Uniswap. Thank you, Lorraine. I see you gave me 3 roses there. Appreciate that. And thank you, Gloria, for following me here on TikTok, and Trader Sniper for following me here on TikTok. Appreciate you joining the Meek Damien community here. Let's see. Nasir says GameStop is support. $19 is very strong support. Yeah, I think for now that's where the strong support is for GameStop. Let me just zoom out. I didn't even use the VRVP indicator on this one. Let me just throw that one on real quick. Oh yeah, VRVP indicator says that, you know, 20 bucks to like 19 bucks is also pretty strong support with that white line there. That's your value area low. And then you got a point of control, this blue line sitting at 2250. A good majority of people bought GameStop at that area. But once you get past 2250, you could, you know, see this thing start climbing a lot faster to higher prices here. And I think the ultimate long-term target should be this value area high at 30 bucks. That's where I would target GameStop for a long-term, you know, target, maybe later on this year or next year or something like that. All right, moving on from GameStop, we can take a look at Uniswap and then SUI, and then we'll take a look and see how my SUI short is doing. Should I take profit some more on my SUI short, or maybe I just let it continue cooking? I don't know. But we'll take a look at SUI after Uniswap here. We'll look at Uniswap. Let me get rid of the VRVP indicator for now, so it's less messy. We're trading at $4.75 right now, down 5% today. And Uniswap, what have you done, and where might you go next? Well, Uniswap is kind of contending up against the lows here that it did here on November 3rd, where we saw Uniswap as low as $4.96. We're actually below, I'm sorry, no, $4.75. We're right at that low for Uniswap. Okay. Today we actually went a little bit low. We went to 470, and then yesterday we actually went down to 461 on Uniswap. You're about to lose your support here on Uniswap. Don't go any lower than where you are right now, because this could get very brutal for Uniswap. Let me zoom out now and figure out how much lower it could go using the VRVP indicator. Oh my god, I don't even think it's besides October 10th here, right? The liquidation event. Uniswap has never been this low. At least not here on Binance Exchange. It went down to $2.32 for that one day in October 10th of 2025. So, I mean, could it go back down there again, maybe? That's about like a 50% haircut from where you are right now. I don't know if you want to stick around for that. But let me go ahead and throw the VRVP indicator. VRVP indicator, yeah. VRVP indicator, you really do not have anything below. Oh, okay. Now here we go. All right. So maybe an idea here is like $4 could be a support zone. And that's like a psychological number for most people. Like, all right, we can buy Uniswap at $4 instead of $4.75. And it looks like there was some trading action back here in October 2023 when Uniswap was trading at $4. Yeah. A little bit under $4 too, like $3.80, $3.90. So I think $3.80, $3.90 or $4 is your downside target for Uniswap. Just using the VRVP indicator here and previous price action. That's if you lose $4.75, and you're literally at $4.75. Do not lose $4.75, or else, you know, this thing could be a juicy short. You know, could be, if we take it down to $4. I mean, how much of a percentage gain is that? If we go from like where we are right now down to $4, oh, like 15%. All right, maybe not that juicy. But if we can't go below, I mean, if we can't stay above $4, then this thing could drop all the way down to what it did here on October 10th. And that's a 50%, yeah, that's a 50% drop for Uniswap. That's a pretty good short. You know, put on 10x leverage, you'll be up 500%. You can 5x your money shorting Uniswap. With, you know, just throw on some 10x leverage on that short. Oh, man. Thank you guys for following me here on TikTok. All right. Roses wants to look at Bitcoin, please. We looked at that in the beginning of the live stream, Roses. I guess I could go back to it real quick here for you. We'll do like a summary analysis. All right. But yeah, let me just finish up here with Uniswap, and then we'll look at Bitcoin, and then we'll go back. Then we'll take a look at SUI. All right. So if Uniswap doesn't die on us and go down to $4 or less than that, then you know it could climb back up. And if it does climb back up, there's some resistance here at 530. That might be an area where we could take some profit. And then there's also above here the point of control. This blue line is sitting at $6.13. That's where the majority of people bought and sold SUI over the last couple of years. All right, this is data going back to like February 2023, January 2023. So the majority of people, they bought SUI at $6.13, and they're underwater. And if SUI does get back up to like $6 here, I'm pretty sure these people would love to like just break even and get out of Uniswap here. I said SUI, but get out of Uniswap here. So I think $6, if Uniswap actually gets back up there, you should take some profit if you haven't done so. Or maybe you don't have profit, but maybe you can de-risk and take off some of your losses here at $6 for Uniswap. All right, let's go ahead and go back to Bitcoin here. All right, so Bitcoin currently trading at $89,500. Getting back into the daily time frame here, and Bitcoin is trying to. Yeah, Bitcoin had this bearish engulfing candle that basically got rid of all the liquidity. People were putting their stop losses right here, and it came right for the stop losses. We actually made a lower low than what we did here on January 8th. Bitcoin went down to 89,253, and here we came down to 89,247. So if we close this candle kind of like where we're at right now, or even lower, I think we'll get some follow through going into tomorrow where we go down to lower prices. And if Bitcoin goes to lower prices, there's not really much support. At least looking at the VRVP indicator, there's not much support until you get down to like 87,300. So Bitcoin could go down another couple of grand here before we get some support. All right, 87,300, and that's where the value area low is sitting at. And you can see that, you know, back here in December, we were trading at 87,300 bucks for like the most part. So I would look for that to the downside. Now, if Bitcoin kind of like changes its mind and actually wants to catch some bids here, if Donald Trump changes his mind and decides not to do tariffs on Europe, then maybe we can shoot back up to higher prices here, and we might see Bitcoin come right back up to 91,500, which is that point of control right there, that POC. And if we're able to continue being bullish again, then maybe we can get past 91,500. And you got another high volume node here at 93K. 93K would be your next take profit target on Bitcoin if you're long in it right now. Okay. But yeah, take profit target 1, I would put 91,500. And then take profit target 2 is going to be about 93K here for Bitcoin. And then ultimately, if you want to do a take profit target number 3, Bitcoin's been having trouble getting past this 50-day moving average. We got rejected here on January 14th and January 15th here. And this 50-day moving average, this green line, is probably going to act as resistance at 95,900. So your take profit target 3 could be 95,900 at this moment right now. All right, D2 Miami's in the chat. D2 Miami says, Pro, thanks. All right, you want me to take a look at Propy, right? Or Propy, however you say it. But that's the cryptocurrency Pro, right? All right. Mike Laval says Bitcoin looks similar to the Nasdaq and S&P, and they all look extremely bearish right now. That's interesting. Roses, you're welcome. Don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you for smashing the like button, and follow me here on TikTok, and you can see me again, show up on your For You page here. All right, and yeah, I would say definitely follow me right now, because there are some copycat Meet Damians out there, and right now, you know, this is me, right? I'll quickly show you, you know, my face here, but yeah, this is me in the red shirt here. So go ahead and follow me here, and you know you got the real Meet Damien analyzing the charts here. Okay, all right. Let's see. So we just looked at Bitcoin real quick, and we gotta go now take a look at SUI. And I gave you upside downside targets for Bitcoin in the near term. We're looking for 91,500 one more time here, and then also 93K to the upside. To the downside, we're about to drop like a rock if we can't hold where we're at right now, and we're probably going to see 87,300 on the downside target. All right, let's take a look at SUI. I am currently shorting SUI. Oh, and I'm probably making some more money on it right now too. Awesome. So guys, I do day trades. I do day trades on these cryptocurrencies using leverage trading futures, and I do it on WEEX exchange. I'm going to show you what WEEX looks like in a moment here, but let's analyze SUI. Try to figure out where SUI might go next here. So SUI, I have drawn a Fibonacci from like $1.32 is where SUI was at back on December 18th. That's like the swing low, and I measured to the swing high here at like $2.02 where SUI was at on January 6th. And I probably should have sold my SUI spot bags at that time, but I didn't. So I did sell some SUI spot bags at $1.75 this weekend. I wasn't really in a rush to sell my SUI spot bags. I was trying to hold on to it just in case we kept going with the relief rally here. I did sell my Solana spot bags. I was more busy and preoccupied with that because I had more money in Solana than I did SUI. But yeah, SUI, you lost the 618 Fibonacci. You lost that here on Sunday. That's when I sold my SUI spot bags, and we came right down to the $1.67 area, which is the 0.5 retracement. That didn't hold. 0.382 didn't hold. Now we're trying to see if we're going to hold the 0.236 level here at $1.49. That's kind of like why SUI's kind of like taking a break right now and not really going down lower. But if $1.49 doesn't hold, then we could probably see $1.32 all over again for SUI. All right, so those are your downside targets for SUI, $1.32. Upside targets, we need to climb back up to the levels here. But if we do climb back up, I think the 618 at $1.75 is going to be a tough area for us to get past initially. It's also where this white line, the 21 EMA, is sitting at on the daily time frame. That's at $1.72. So I think $1.72 to $1.75 could be a good area to de-risk and take some more SUI off the table if you're not in it for the long term here. And then this 50-day moving average is going to act like a problem, and that's sitting at $1.83. So I think if you see SUI get back up to $1.72 to like $1.83, you should be clicking the sell button if you're trying to take some profit, or if you're not in it for the long term and you want to just de-risk and not have to worry about it during this potential bear market that we might be getting in crypto. Okay, so yeah, I'd be looking to do that. Let's look at the momentum, see how the momentum's looking like for SUI. And I'm actually going to start going into smaller time frames here. So SUI RSI is at 36.84. It's not oversold, but if it goes down to 30, it will be oversold. On the market side for B indicator, you got a red sell dot that came in last Thursday. It's giving you a warning that you should sell your SUI on Thursday here. But if you didn't listen to that warning, then oh well. Momentum came down and money flow was coming down over the last few days here, and now you're in the red on your money flow. So it's not looking so good for SUI. Unless we get a green buy dot here to kind of save our butts here. SUI is probably going to continue going down to lower prices as long as the money flows in the red. And then MACD. MACD is showing SUI selling pressure is coming in. You had a MACD crossover to the downside on Saturday. Okay, usually when you see the MACD crossover, that's that blue line crossing the orange line to the downside, you're gonna end up seeing red candles showing up, and they did. Okay, so you got the MACD crossover to the downside. I think SUI wants to go down to low prices. We might see $1.30 rather than seeing $1.70 here on SUI, unfortunately. Okay, so that's the daily time frame. Now I'm in a day trade. Let's see how things are looking on the 1 hour time frame for SUI. And you can see, like, you know, some people would have said like this is kind of like a bear flag for SUI, and we're still kind of like flagging out, but going down into the right, down into the right. In order for like SUI to get a reversal out of here, we gotta get past this white line, this 21 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. That's at $1.52. If SUI does that, I think, you know, you'll start seeing more longs and more bulls start showing up to try to like bid SUI up to higher prices here. On the RSI, what could be concerning for me with my short is that we are kind of making higher lows here on the RSI. So buyers are actually showing up to try and buy SUI at these prices here. Probably because we're at that $1.49 area, right? That 0.236 retracement that I showed earlier. And then here on market site for B, green buy dot came in on Tuesday. Well, today is Tuesday, and this is the 1 hour time. But a green buy dot just came in about an right around this hour, actually, right now. Okay, but the thing is that you get the green, red, green, red, green, red. So like on the 1 hour time frame, I don't really. This could get a little bit noisy. I don't really pay attention too much to this. But the fact that you have a green buy dot, it probably means that SUI does want to go up rather than down. So maybe I should take some profit on my SUI short. I'm starting to get that hint right now that I probably should. Like this might be the lowest I can get SUI for now. And I can just buy back in again. I can cover my short. And then on the MACD, on the 1 hour time frame, so buying pressure obviously dying down here on Monday. Today's Tuesday now. And then buying pressure just, I mean, there's still buying pressure, believe it or not. It's just weak. SUI is actually acting relatively strong. I think if you were to look up like the SUI Bitcoin pair, it's probably higher than most other cryptocurrencies. Like SUI is actually performing pretty well compared to Bitcoin and some of the other altcoins right now. Some of the high market cap coins. I know there's some altcoins that are actually having like probably like a 20 or 30% day. They're probably bucking the trend right now, but SUI is kind of sort of bucking the trend right now, at least especially on the 1 hour time frame. So yeah, maybe I should cash out. Let me look at the 15 minute, see what anything different here on the 15 minute MACD. And I'm doing this for myself now because I'm going to go into my short and probably take some profits here. Selling pressure, we had selling pressure, and then buying pressure came in, and then it died down. It looks like buying pressure is trying to build up again here. So yeah, you know what? Let me show you guys here what WEEX exchange looks like. This is the cryptocurrency exchange that I like trading on. It's one of the cryptocurrencies I like trading on. I also like trading on MEXC and some other ones. But let's get into my SUI short, shall we? So this is WEEX cryptocurrency exchange. I'm just waiting for the chart to load up here. And I was shorting Bitcoin and I was shorting SUI earlier today. There's my Bitcoin short right there with 40x leverage. I got in at $91,000 and you know, I shorted Bitcoin at 91k. Right now Bitcoin's at 89,500. It says up 63% on my short with Bitcoin, and I got about another $53 of unrealized profits here. I already took some profits. I have 52 bucks here in realized profits from earlier today. And I did that with like about $200 of margin. Right now I only have about $83 of margin, playing around with it right now. And then SUI, I also put another $200 of margin, and I did a 10x short on it, and I got in at $1.56. Right now we're at $1.49. And my unrealized profits, not that much, 20 bucks here, but right now my unrealized profits is at 57 bucks. I might split this in half and just take out another 20 bucks here on the short. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So if I want to actually close this position here on WEEX, well, I'm not gonna close all of it, but if I'm gonna close some of it here, I could put in the price that I want to close at, but I actually want to close at the price that we're at right now, so I'm gonna leave the price alone. And right now I have about 860 suies. I'm gonna cut that in half and sell half the position, so 430 suies, and I will close that now. Boom. Oh, okay, I actually have to enter a price here. So, alright, so what's the price at right now? $1.49? 14947. Sure. There we go. I just took off half of what was left of that position. My realized profits now is like 48 bucks on that, and unrealized, I still got $29 of unrealized profits here, and up 43% on that position. So there you go. I just showed you guys I'm in profit on my shorts. I pay myself. And so far, you know, for today, like I made 50 bucks here and 48 bucks here on Sui. So about 100 bucks. And I still got like another 80 bucks here of unrealized profits that I could take at any time. But I feel like we're still gonna head lower. So I'm not ready to take profits yet on the rest of these shorts here. And I don't know if I feel like Sui's gonna actually be a good long here. I'm curious, is anybody in a long on any crypto and actually in profit right now? It's hard to do at this in these current market conditions. It's hard to do, but I'm curious. Like, if you guys have a good long, I might want to counter trade the market here if I can find a good long. Reggie says, what platform am I using? That was WEEX exchange. And Kromeka says, you want me to give you a strategy on Sui? So Sui looks like it's actually catching some bids here. At least on the 15-minute time frame, you're making higher lows here. So Sui might want to go back up to higher prices here. And that's why here on WEEX exchange, right? That's WEEX, right? My stop loss right now is like at break even. Okay. So right now I'm targeting $1.41 for Sui. If Sui goes down to $1.41, I'll be up 97% on the position and up 65 bucks. But if Sui goes back up to $1.56, which is where I got in at roughly, then I'll just break even. I'll make about 81 cents, which should cover trading fees. Actually, I'll probably make that a little bit more. Let's do $1.55. Yeah, $1.55. So if Sui goes up to $1.55, I'll make like 5 bucks of what's left of my Sui short here, and that should cover trading fees. So there you go. Trading fees covered. Same thing with Bitcoin. You know, I got in at $91,000 on the Bitcoin short. And if Bitcoin comes back up to 90,500, I'll make $19, a little bit above break even. But if Bitcoin goes down to 88K, like I think it could, I'll make $106, and I'll be up 128% on that short. So I like this. Either way, I win, no matter what, right? It's a win-win situation. If Bitcoin goes back to 90,500, I'll make some money. If Bitcoin goes down to 88,100, I'll make even more money. I like being in that position. All right, that's a good trade to be in, a win-win trade. All right. So yeah, I don't know if I think there's other better trades out there besides Sui right now. Cookie wants to look at ICP and Cardano. Yeah, those are coming up. Cardano's coming up next, and then ICP after that, and then we got to take a look at Propi as well. Propi, whatever. There was another trader. Somebody said in my Discord that there was a potential short I think it was like Canada Dry is his name on Discord. But guys, I do have a Discord. If you guys want to come join the Meet Damien Discord, it's free to join. Doesn't cost you anything. But we've been talking about these trades and looking at various charts. I post when I go live here on the Discord. You can watch the replay to the live stream on YouTube here. Click on that link. And yeah, I just can't remember which one it was. But we were looking at something that could be a potential good short later on. But anyways, yeah, this is the Meet Damien Discord, and if you want to join the Meet Damien Discord here on TikTok, the link's right there. Thank you guys for following me here on TikTok. But it's probably, you can probably click on this link if you're on the computer right now. But I know like people have been having a hard time clicking on that link, and I gotta probably fix this. But if you try clicking the link, it'll probably take you to WEEX, right? And that's the link to join the cryptocurrency exchange that I'm using. But if you're having a hard time clicking on this link, just let me know and follow me, and then message me, and I'll be able to message you back the link to join the Discord. And you can come join the Meet Damien Discord, and we can take a look at the charts when I'm not live streaming. For the YouTube guys, the link should be in the description to this video, and it should also be on the description to my page here, my YouTube page. You got the Discord link right there. Okay. All right. So we gotta take a look at Cardano. Where's Cardano? There it is. All right. We'll get into the daily time frame for Cardano. Cardano currently trading at 35 cents, down 5.1% today. And what I didn't like about Cardano, that I spotted this, you know, this weekend and also last week, kind of almost making like a double top here, a double top, lower highs here, like an M-shaped pattern here. Right, a letter M is not good. That's double top pattern right there. And we're coming back down, and it looks like Cardano wants to probably come down to like 32 cents here. We saw that on December 31st. It was like 32, 33 cents, somewhere in that area. But I think I was spotting like bullish divergence earlier on Cardano. Yeah, Cardano was having bullish divergence here, which is good to see. That's the beginning of trying to bottom out here for Cardano. Cardano, if it doesn't go lower than 32, 33 cents, this could end up being a double bottom, possibly even a higher low, and this thing might be ready to go to higher prices. But with Bitcoin dropping down, that's going to be tough for it to do. It'd be bucking the trend if it does that. Let's look at the MACD. How's the MACD looking? Is it healthy? Selling pressure is in, and yet the MACD crossover to the downside on the daily time frame, so not good. We would need to start seeing seller pressure die off. We would need to see this blue line curve back up again, get a MACD crossover to the upside, and then, you know, Cardano might become bullish again. But this is an ominous warning signal that Cardano is probably going to see lower prices. So maybe we do go down to 32 cents here on Cardano. Can somebody tell Donald Trump to take off those tariffs on Europe? Because it's really messing up the markets here and messing up these altcoins. Market cipher B shows that money flow is in the red here, and you got the red sell dot. And try to give you the warning on last Thursday to get out of Cardano. And had you listened to that warning on last Thursday, you would have got out of Cardano like right over here, like 41 cents, or even like 40 cents here. So, yeah, you got that red warning, the red sell dot as a warning for you to get out of Cardano, so you wouldn't have to, you know, endure this this pain right now. Let's see if this ends up being a higher low. If Cardano just magically, you know, if Donald Trump just says, you know what, guys, just kidding, you know, we're just gonna buy Greenland, but we're not gonna actually put tariffs on anybody, then, you know, maybe the market starts roaring back up to higher prices here. And we could see Cardano come up to that 50-day moving average sitting at 47 cents. And that, if it does that, then you're making higher highs on the daily time frame compared to these highs here. And 47 cents, is that higher than what you did back here? Not really, but it would be nice if it did that though. But yeah, getting up to like 47 cents, 48, 49 cents, I would take profit at that area. 47 to like 49 cents if Cardano actually gets up to that price. Laureen, I did not forget about you. Laureen, what is it that what was your last comment here? Let's see. Laureen says FX Harry is a scammer. All right. Let me see. What does he say? Guys, you have a VIP channel link and bye. Okay. All right. I'm going to try and block him if I can. Yeah. All right. He's been blocked. Thank you for letting me know, Lorraine. And then let's see. Vicky Aurora says, which platform do you use to sell and buy Bitcoin in XAU? I use Vicky, if you're still in the chat, I use WEEX exchange. WEEX, you can actually buy gold in the form of they call it PAXG. If you type in PAXG, this trades and follows the price of gold here. Right now, PAXG is trading at 4,793. So that's the exchange that I use. And if you want to join WEEX exchange, go over here on TikTok and click on this link here. Make sure you're using my VIP code here, XVDP, and you can register with WEEX here. Let me see if that's got. Oh, it's not gonna let me do that. All right. Well, anyways, WEEX is pretty cool because they have a bunch of bonuses here. You can get up to like $30,000 of bonuses, which you'll give you like basically bonuses to let you do like free trades. For example, right? If you did this, like, if you want to do this $5,000 airdrop here, you would have to put money on the exchange, and you got to make a net deposit of $100 and hold it for 1 day there. And then you also got to trade futures volume. You got to at least trade $1,000 worth of future volume, okay? Which is very easy because if you do like a $100 of margin and you do 10x leverage, that's going to cover that $1,000 requirement there. And then they'll give you a position airdrop of like $5,000, and this is like a free trade. So what they'll do is they'll probably give you maybe $50 of margin with 100x leverage, and that ends up being like a $5,000 trade there. Okay. But I have done some of these bonuses here already myself, so it's kind of hard for me to show you it because I already claimed these bonuses here. But even like just simple things like, they'll give you like a free money here if you just put your money on the account, and then you link your phone number or your email to the account, and they'll give you like anywhere between like $10 to $100 for your account. Just for registering with WEEX here. But yeah, make sure you get that VIP code there, because if not, then I don't get credit for the for referring you guys here. Okay, and that VIP code, XVDP, and it'll say that Meet Damien is referring you to WEEX there. All right. So that's the cryptocurrency exchange that you see me trading on the live stream over here. Lucas says you're going long on Tesla, Iron, and Solana as a 15-year trade. That's a long time to be in an investment there. Kumeka, is Kumeka in the stream right now? Because I know Kumeka was asking about Dash on the live stream. I was trying to hope that he would come on to the live stream here. D2 Miami wants to take a look at Propi. All right, yep, that's coming up after ICP, and then we'll look at Propi. And we got another person here on YouTube says, any new trades in Bitcoin? I think Bitcoin might get a little bit of a relief rally because Wall Street went home for the day, and we might actually see the prices go up. But I don't know. Let me take a look at the 1 hour time frame real quick here on Bitcoin real quick. Let's see. Oh, what is this? 88K? Oh, damn. Bitcoin just took a dump here, guys. Bitcoin took a dump while I was talking to you guys here. Let's get into the 15-minute time frame. Oh my god! You see that nice little 15-minute red candle here? Bitcoin went down to 87,700. That probably means my short got my short probably got closed on Bitcoin there. Yeah, I no longer have a Bitcoin trade, so I actually took profit on my Bitcoin long. Let's see. Position history. Yeah, I just made 169 bucks there shorting Bitcoin. Closed out at 89,079. Wow, look at this, guys, huh? Look at that. Boom. It's actually showing my P&L. If I didn't want to show my P&L, I could just take that off and be like, oh, there you go, guys. I'm up 85% on a Bitcoin short. So that just happened just now. I just got paid. Yay. And I still got some more work to do with the SUI trade here. SUI is now currently trading at $1.47. So that was fun. Making money while Bitcoin is dropping like a rock. SUI. Yeah, SUI went down to like $1.44. Alright, so I still got my take profit on SUI at $1.41. But yeah, if it goes down to $1.41, I like to take some profit there. Yep, that's what I did. I was shorting SUI and Bitcoin today. And I just got paid on my Bitcoin short, and I'm waiting for SUI to pay me some more. Pay me, mother... You know? Pay me, mother... mother trucker. Laureen says, yes, Delon, you asked about gold. Will we bounce... Well, yeah, Alright, where is Kumeka? Kumeka, did you actually... Oh, you are on. Okay, good. Alright, so let me write this down, and we'll get back to the requests here. Alright, so we're going to look at ICP next, because that came in. Then we'll take a look at Propy, and then we'll take a look at Dash, okay? And just out of curiosity, are you looking to long or short Dash? Because that can help me better analyze it to get an idea of like what you're trying to do here. So that's interesting. Bitcoin dropped. So here I was thinking like maybe Bitcoin might get a little bit of a relief rally, and no, that didn't happen. Right? Because on the 15-minute time frame, I was like, oh, Bitcoin could possibly get a little bit of relief now that Wall Street's going home and they're done selling around like 4 o'clock, 5 p.m. Eastern time here. But then looks like around just now, the money flow is going back into the red again here for Bitcoin. So yikes. Maybe Bitcoin's going to hit that $87,400 level that I was talking about earlier on the live stream. Right, this is that red line there. 87,500 is a area that Bitcoin could go next now, if it's going to continue being bearish. What the? Yeah. All right. Let me look at ICP now. We can always talk about Bitcoin later again. I'll talk about Bitcoin before I finish the live stream. But yeah, we can always look at it every now and then towards the end. ICP. Currently trading at $3.60. Let's get into the daily time frame here. Alright, so ICP, Internet Computer, had some trouble here getting above the 2-day moving average, which, you know, this is a lot better than what Bitcoin was doing. Bitcoin hasn't even gone up back to the 200-day moving average, but ICP was doing that last Wednesday. But it wasn't able to stay above it. And then we came down, and then yesterday we came back up almost to the 200-day moving average. Got rejected one more time. So yeah, ICP, I think this one thing is done going up. Because that's not good, getting rejected off of that 200-day moving average. I mean, what? Is it going to do it again and try to get rejected at 443? That's where that 200-day moving average is sitting at, that red line. You can see that the 21 EMA, this white line, is acting as support for now. That's sitting at 348. So, you know, I don't know what you're doing with ICP. Are you in a long or a short? Are you just, you know, in a spot trades, you know, holding it for the long term here? But, you know, 21 EMA acting as support at 348. That's where I would take profit on the short if I could. Or if you're trying to long it, maybe try to long it at 348. Or if you're in it for a spot trade, you know, long-term investment, you want to see this thing hold 348, and maybe put your stop loss below the 21 EMA or below this other candle here at 310. And if you lose 310, or if you lose this 21 EMA, then this thing it's garbage, right? You did all this for what? Just to come back right back down and do a round trip? Are you interested in doing round trips here? I don't know. But yeah, I would probably stop loss below the 21 EMA on the daily time frame, or below this last candle, green candle that we got here. And yeah, I would pray that it doesn't go lower than that. You know, 308, 310. Because if it does, then this thing is garbage, and it probably means that this long-term downtrend that you were in is still intact. But let's see. I basically gave you downside targets, right? Downside targets is that, like, 308, 310, possibly 348 if you're day trading it. And then upside targets are these moving averages. Looks like 443 is going to be a problem. But if it isn't, then you know we'll come and revisit this one later and see where it could go next after that. All right. Let's see what the momentum's doing here. Momentum, market cipher B. You got a red sell dot here on Saturday telling you to get the hell out. Money flow is still in the green though, but it looks like, you know, it could start curving down, and the momentum is curving down here. And then MACD, buying pressure dying down, and the blue line's curving down. So the next thing that you're going to be looking for is the blue line going to cross the orange line to the downside and do a MACD crossover to the downside, and then you'll start seeing red candles showing up here. So, you know, this thing needs to start going up in price. If not, then it's definitely going down. All right, moving on from there, we'll take a look at the Propy. Haven't looked at this thing in a long time. This is like a real estate related cryptocurrency. Currently trading at 36.5 cents, down 2% today. Propy, what are you doing? You're still in a long-term downtrend. Propy saw some of its best days here in December of 2024. What was that? At like $1.71, somewhere in this area, $2. And it had a really good alt season in April of 2024 when it was as high as like 347. But you know, since then it's lower highs and lower lows. And then like Propy is like trading at the same price that it was trading at back here in November of 2023. Yikes! Talk about a round trip, huh? All right. So, anyways, Propy, if it starts catching some bids here, I would expect it to get rejected off the 50-day moving average like it did here on Wednesday, January 7th. You got above it. You couldn't even stay above it for one day. This is just a candle wick to the upside. You actually closed this candle below the 50-day moving average. So, you know, this thing, it can't stay above the 50-day for like longer than one day here. All right, but if we do catch some bids here and go up to that 50-day moving average one more time at 43 cents here, I would click the sell button. I'd be like, sell, 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 because you just don't know, right? All we know is that the last time we were above the 50-day moving average, we couldn't stay above it. So if you see yourself get above the 50-day moving average, I would click the sell button see if it stays above it. If it stays above it, then maybe you can go back, buy back in again, right? Because that means that it's not going to go lower than the 50-day moving average if it could stay 1 day above it, right? But wouldn't it be nice to like try to sell at like 48, 48, 45 cents, somewhere around here, rather than selling it at 36 cents? I'll be trying to sell right here, okay? If you get above that 50-day moving average one more time, I'll be trying to click that sell button. And, if you sell it and it drops down, you can always buy it back in again, right? You sold high. You buy back low again. Buy low, sell high. Such an easy concept to understand, yet it's hard for most people to execute. Because of greed, because of fear, because of emotions. If you just stick to the charts and you try to get rid of the emotions here, you'll know that, all right, above the 50-day moving average, we should sell. And then if we lose it, we can buy back in again at lower prices, and we're making money, right? Even though it's like, only going up like 5 or 10 cents, you can still make money on that. TK says, what is happening with Bitcoin? Bitcoin is in a bear market, in my opinion. And we made a lower high at 97,900. And we violated the higher lows that we were trying to make on the daily time frame, and Bitcoin is probably going to go down to 87K, 87,500 for its next target to the downside. And then if that can't hold, then we'll probably see Bitcoin go to like 84K as another target to the downside, using some of the stuff that I've been pulling on the charts here. D2 Miami, you said you got Propy at 36 cents. Okay. So if you're in it at 36 cents, I'm not sure how much you're willing to lose here, but I'd probably put the stop loss, below these last candle wick lows here on the daily time frame at like 35.5 cents. If you want to keep your stop loss tight. If you want to keep it looser, then you can probably put it like below this last candle. You got like a fair value gap over here, right? You probably put it right below the fair value gap at like 29 cents maybe. But if you were to put your stop loss at 29 cents, right? You're risking about 18%, 19%. But if you put your stop loss below the lows here from like Monday and Tuesday of January 13th, you're keeping your stop loss tight and you're only risking 3%. So I'm not sure how much you're willing to risk. Are you willing to risk 3%? Or are you willing to risk 20%? You gotta figure that out for yourself. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't be a financial advisor. I don't try to pretend to be a financial advisor, but you gotta figure out, where you're gonna limit your risk here on your stop loss. All right. Zach says crypto sucks right now. You're down 85 effing%. Yikes, that sounds like you probably got into a lot of altcoins there. That's tough to do. I'm sorry that happened to you. That happened to me and a lot of other people. I got into crypto back in 2017, and I bought an entire Bitcoin at like $3,000 in September of 2017, and I saw Bitcoin go to 19 grand, and I got pulled into Bitcoin and crypto like everybody else. And I was buying Ethereum at like $200 a coin. And then I saw, Bitcoin drop from 19K down to 15, then 11, then 13, down to like 6K in 2018. And it was at 6K for a while, and then it dropped down to 3K, basically back to where I bought it at. And same thing with Ethereum. I saw Ethereum go to like $1,400 and then drop down to like 11, then below 1,000, then 800, and then back to 200. And then I saw Ethereum go down to $80, lower than where I bought it at in like 2018 or 2019. But if you stick with it, especially with the high market cap crypto coins, eventually like the money flows back into these coins again, and you'll see them go up to higher prices. But yeah, you gotta have a long-term plan with crypto. And right now, if you're down 85%, that means you could buy back in again at 85% discount to where you bought it at in the first place. So when I saw Ethereum drop down to 80 bucks, I wasn't lucky enough to buy it at 80 bucks, but I was buying it back, buying some more Ethereum at like 100, 150, 200. And then of course, now we see Ethereum at like 3 grand, right? Or maybe not today. Ethereum was at 3 grand earlier today. But yeah, I built up my spot bags back in like 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and then I sold Ethereum. I didn't sell it at 4,800 near the all-time highs back then because I'm not that perfect. But I did sell my Ethereum at like $3,800. And I had like 20 Ethereums at the time. And that was just my Ethereum position. I also have Bitcoin and yeah. So don't give up is basically what I'm trying to tell you. I know it kind of sucks right now. But now's the time to look for the coins that are actually good. Not the meme coins. Don't do the meme coins. I usually tell people to avoid the meme coins for the most part. But like, you know, Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, they're going to be around for a while. And this year might be a good year to start buying some relatively cheap cryptocurrencies to hold on it for like 3 or 4 years for the next 4-year cycle. And then you can sell them, you know, when Bitcoin goes to $1 million, you'll be thanking yourself for buying it at 60 grand or 70 grand. Danny wants to look at the support level of Bitcoin. Okay, we could probably take a look at that. And we got to look at the Dash. I know we had a new member here that wanted to look at Dash. So let me look at Bitcoin real quick here, because you mentioned it. We do have support levels here for Bitcoin that I marked on the chart using the VRVP indicator. $87,500. That's where Bitcoin could get some support. It's a level that we traded at sideways back here in December. Okay. Also, 84K. I think some of you guys remember $84,000 Bitcoin. Is also like a candlewick low here, candle bottom here, and a candle close here at 84,500. Those are your support levels for Bitcoin, right? 87,500. It could happen later on today or tomorrow or this week. 84,500. It might happen. And there should be some more support. And that's using the VRVP indicator here. And you can see these high volume nodes, they match up with those lines that I drew there. Okay. So there you go. That's data coming off the VRVP indicator. And I already marked on the chart here. Alright, let's look at Dash. Dash currently trading at $70.14, down 6.9% today. Dash was a high flyer over the last couple of weeks here. Looks like it started catching the bids on January 11th and was getting anybody's attention here, going up like 49% in one day, another 35% another day. And I drew this Fibonacci where Dash topped out at $96.81. And then, you know, I drew it from that swing high to the swing low here at $39.60. And we got some fib levels to look at here. Dash already came down to the 618. I shorted Dash last Friday or Saturday, I can't remember, one of those days. I shorted Dash and I actually took it down to the 618 at $75 and I cashed out on my short there. But it looks like Dash continued dropping down and we came down to this 0.5 retracement at $68.27. We came down today at $67.67, so a little bit below this 0.5 retracement. It's just an idea. It's a zone. It's not really, you know, an exact number, but the Fibonacci traders were paying attention to that. And Dash, if it was to continue to be bearish, you would think it would probably come down to this green line, this 50-day moving average, sitting at $56, which is sort of confluent with the 0.236 level at $53. So I think you know, you got a lot of confluence there. You got the 21 EMA, the 50 moving average, and you got the 0.236 level here on the fib. I think anywhere between $53 to like $56 is a good support area for Dash. You could probably, if you wanted to stay in a short here, you could take it all the way down here, and I think, you know, this is where you should probably take profit on your short. If you want to do something like that. If you want to go long on Dash, not a bad idea to try to long it, okay? You know, the 0.5 retracement, you already did that. However, just keep in mind that we could come down lower. We could, you know, if the trend is down, if Bitcoin's going to go down to lower prices here, you know, you might get stopped out, but you can plan your stop loss to be relatively tight here. Just put it below the low for today. We came down to 67 bucks. $67.67. We're trading at 69 bucks. You could just, you know, long this right now. Let's try to do this, you know, as a long, right? And you put your stop loss right below the lows for today. If we go lower than that, then that probably means we're on our way down to lower prices. And then where would you try to take profit on a long on Dash? Well, you could try to see if we could take it to the 618. That's more likely to get hit at $75. And if you do that, your risk reward ratio is 2.5. Not too bad of a trade to take. Most of the time I want a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio, because right now you're risking 3% to try and get 7%. Alright, so maybe you could take partial profit at $75, but if you want to stay in for a longer trade, maybe you could take this thing up to the 786 retracement, and that's at 84 bucks here. And you can see, like, 84 bucks, that's the candle high here on the daily time frame. And then that's also a candle close here on January 16th. So $84 has some significance here. And if you did that, if you bought Dash now, you put your stop loss below the low for today, and you're trying to take profit at 84, 85 bucks, you're risking 3% to try and get 21%. Your risk reward ratio is 6.7. That's a worthwhile trade to take on Dash if you're interested in longing it. Now we gotta figure out, you know, what's the likelihood that we'll actually go up to higher prices, because we could actually just continue going down and then you'll get stopped out, right? So, like, what is the momentum? This is where I gotta look at the momentum indicators to figure out, like, what might come next for Dash. So one of the momentum indicators that I like to use is this MACD, and the MACD is showing that buying pressure is dying off here on Dash here, and the blue line, it's starting to curve down a little bit, and if it curves down and hits this orange line, that's a MACD crossover to the downside. You'll start seeing red candles showing up, and you'll for damn sure you'll start seeing lower prices here for Dash. Now, you can't just rely on just one indicator alone, okay? And sometimes you'll get fake outs where this blue line might come down to the orange line and then bounce off the orange line and go up to the upside again, all right? But if you see the blue line come down and cross the orange line to the downside and continue going down, it's going to drag the price down with it, okay? So this is, I wouldn't really be too excited about long and Dash. Just looking at the daily time frame on the MACD here. Now let's take a look at Market Cipher B. Market Cipher B said that a good day to get out of Dash was yesterday. You got a red sell dot here, okay? And momentum is the blue area is this momentum. The momentum is still kind of strong, but it's starting to come down. And then the money flow is very important. Money flow is how much money is going into the asset, and this is still in the green on the daily time frame. All right. Now, I like getting a good idea as like what's going on in the daily time frame, but when I'm day trading, I like looking at the 1 hour time frame, because the 1 hour time frame is going to tell me what's going to happen in the next few hours, maybe, you know, what's going to happen going into tomorrow. So let's get into the 1 hour time frame here. And let's look at those momentum indicators one more time to figure out, are we going to long or short Dash here. Money flow is in the red. So that means money has been leaving Dash over the last few hours here, going into like yesterday. You have hit oversold territory. These green horizontal bars is your oversold RSI indicator basically, and you have hit that already, and you had green buy dots. So it was trying to tell you that it might be a good idea to try to buy some Dash here. And I like the fact that you're making higher lows here, so it might be a good idea to long it from looking at the 1 hour time frame. And then the 1 hour MACD. So you had selling pressure for sure yesterday, and then going into today. But then this morning you actually had some buying pressure showing up. Now the buying pressure is kind of weak still. It's not as strong as it was like here on Sunday or other days that we've seen Dash, you know, do some pretty amazing things here. So the buying pressure is just not that strong. But you did get a MACD crossover to the upside where the blue line crossed the orange line to the upside. And look, you see how I said like there could be fake outs? Where like it looks like the blue line was going to come down and cross to the downside, but it didn't. It actually kind of bounced off of it. So Dash is kind of confusing right now on the 1 hour time frame. It's to me it's just not it's not giving strong signals as to whether it's going to go up or down. But let's look at the RSI here. RSI kind of showing some hints of the bleeding might be coming to an end here. You got a low here on the RSI at 26, and then here 28, and then a higher low here at 35. So Dash is making higher lows. What this is showing me is that the buyers are stepping in to try and buy Dash at these prices, and it's probably because we hit that 0.5 retracement. So I think what's going on right now is Dash is the bleeding is kind of coming. It's not coming to an end, but the bleeding is slowing down right now, and buyers are showing up to buy it at 68 bucks here. So it might be worth going into a long here on Dash. Okay, but I think what we'll see is in the next few hours for Dash, later on tonight, going into tomorrow morning, we might just see Dash go sideways. It might just hang out near 69 bucks from what I'm seeing on the charts here. And I think that's it. You know, then you got to figure out, are you going to long it? Because if it goes sideways, then you know that could be the beginning of bottoming out. All right, because you'll frustrate the hell out of the bears. They're like, we can't push it down anymore. We're trying to push this thing down lower, and we can't. And what would be even better is if Dash starts making higher lows on the 1 hour time frame. That's going to really piss off the bears and the short sellers. And if I start seeing higher lows on the candles here on the 1 hour time frame for Dash, where if Dash can get up to like 70, 71 bucks and then maybe 74 bucks, I would be more interested in long in Dash if I saw that. But right now, you know, I would expect, you know, Dash to just either go sideways, or it might just go down a little bit more and then go sideways. So that's what I see with Dash. On TikTok is saying 83K for Bitcoin. Check the 3-day chart. And then Vector said, "Hello, brother. What's up? You think it will?" And O says he thinks it will go down, and alts and ETH should recover. All right. So yeah, I have talked about Bitcoin before, and we think, you know, if Bitcoin can't hold 87,500, then it's going to go down to 84,500. Humeka, we just talked about Dash. Did you get a chance to see that? I think Dash, it could be worth entertaining the idea of going long on Dash, especially if you start seeing like I mean, look at it right now. Like you starting to see a candle go up to a higher price here. If we start making higher lows here on the 1 hour time frame for Dash, then I would be more interested in long in Dash right now. And I would try to take profit at 84 bucks. But I would also try to take some profit at $75 just in case it doesn't go to 84 bucks. You can make some money You take partial profit at $75 and then take, you know, more profit at 84, 85 bucks. And $84, that's a 6 to 1 risk reward ratio. It's almost a 7 to 1. So it's looking better for a long. And look at this. I'm talking about Dash right now. Are you buying Dash right now? Because I could have sworn Dash was at $69 and now it's at 70 bucks. About to go to 71 bucks. So, all right. So maybe somebody else saw what I saw, or maybe you guys are actually buying Dash while I'm talking about on the live stream. And yeah, I think you could cautiously buy Dash. Keep your stop loss tight. I'll probably put the stop loss, you know, right below this this low for today at $67. And you're only risking about 3% on that stop loss. We got Francisco Santos in the YouTube chat here. He says Solana is looking similar to 2021 downtrend. Look at it on the 1 week. So is that's a request for Solana, I guess. But we had another guy here that wants me to look at Bitcoin on the 3-day chart. So let me go do that first, and then we'll go look at Solana. And guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to follow me here on TikTok and also subscribe here on YouTube. Trying to get some more people to join the Meet Damien community here. Alright, so Bitcoin on the 3-day. Oh man, Bitcoin 88K. Oh man, did we go lower? We went down. Oh yeah, we did. That's right. Yeah, we went to 87,770. Yeah, so Bitcoin already kind of got that support off of 87,500. We kind of front ran a little bit. It's just, it's not an exact number. It's just, you know, when I pull up the VRVP indicator, it was showing me that there was a high volume node here at 87,500 for Bitcoin. So that's why I marked that on the chart here. But you want to look at Bitcoin on the 3-day chart. Let's go ahead and do that. So you can see there's that high volume node here. Oh wait, no. Yeah, the high volume node here. The POC is at 87,000. 87,180. Got a lot of high volume here for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin should be getting support at $87,000. If not, then it's going to probably head down to 84K for sure before he gets some more support at that area. But what is it on the 3-day chart that you want to look for Bitcoin on? Like what exactly did you see on the 3-day chart that you want me to take a look at? Because we're on the 3-day chart right now. Do you want me to look at the momentum indicators? Let's look at the momentum indicators here. Red sell dot on market cipher B on the 3-day chart for Bitcoin. That's not good. Okay. Last time you had a red sell dot was December 12th. Okay. And I know we had a little bit of end of the year selling going on with Bitcoin after that. And then before that, you had a red sell dot on the 3-day chart in October 28th. And we know that November was a bad month for Bitcoin as well. So red sell dot coming in right now. That's not good. Here with the MACD on the 3-day chart, buying pressure was steadily and strong and just continuing on, and then Donald Trump screwed us by talking about tariffs on Europe, and yeah, you're now getting buying pressure is dying off with the light green candle instead of a dark green candle. You don't have a MACD crossover yet, but if this blue line crosses the orange line to the downside, for damn sure get the hell out of Bitcoin and crypto. Because last time you had a MACD crossover to the downside was back here on October 10th. You guys remember October 10th? So you do not want to see a MACD crossover to the downside. But, you know, looks like we're kind of getting a little bit of a warning sign right now. This thing could come down, and maybe February ends up being a really bad month for Bitcoin. Komeka, yeah, I'd be interested in taking a long on Dash right now. I gave it a stop loss $67, and I said take profit could be 75 bucks or 84 bucks. You can break that up. You can take profit at 75 bucks and then take more profit at 84 bucks. And when you do take those profits, I mean, when you take profit at 75 bucks, don't forget to move the stop loss to break even, so you're in a free trade if you're day trading it. It's not going to cost you any money if it goes back down to your stop loss. Alright, so that's Bitcoin. Now let's take a look at the Solana. And you want to look at Solana on the 2-day and 1-week chart and 2-week chart. What about the 2-day, 1 week and 2-week chart did you see that you want me to see? Right now I'm on the 3-day chart for Solana, and VRVP indicator showing that there is some high volume here at 126 bucks. That's probably why we're stopping the bleeding for now. If Solana was to catch some bids here, POC is hanging out at $138. That's an upside target for now. And then another upside target is going to be like 145 bucks. And I think that was like the high back here last week. Yeah. Oh man. And then downside targets, if Solana is going to continue selling off here, you get the value area low at 117 bucks. That's like, I mean, Solana was at 116.82 in December. That's your last line of defense before you go down even lower on Solana. Now let me look at the momentum indicators, see what the 3-day looks like here for Solana. Buying pressure dying down, blue line about to curve down. Okay, so we're getting some warning signs here that we're about to enter the bear market here, guys, on crypto, unfortunately. If things continue doing what they're doing right now. And the red sell dot came in here today, on the 3-day chart. Money flow's still in the green, but you know, if we continue selling off, yeah, it's gonna get dragged down into the red. Yikes. And then you want me to look at the weekly chart? Weekly chart, money flow is still in the red here for Solana. You got a red sell dot that came in this week. Uh-oh. That's not good. And then MACD. Selling pressure dying down. But, you know, selling pressure could just start increasing out of nowhere again. But selling pressure is dying down on the weekly. So I don't know what to make out of this, besides that, you know, Solana might start going sideways instead of going down. And then you want to look at the 2-week chart on the MACD. Of course, there's been selling pressure ever since October. And then selling pressure was trying to die down the first couple of weeks here in January, and now selling pressure is starting to increase again. Ugh, ugly. And market cipher B, you had that red sell dot here in September. Would have been a good time to get out of Solana. And now money flows in the red. And I guess you're just waiting for a green buy dot. Last time you had a green buy dot here was July of last year, and I think that was right before Solana went up to like 250 or 260, something like that. Yeah. But that red sell dot in September, you would have been able to sell Solana at 230 bucks had you listened to it. Right there. Right? You see that? Boom, boom. We'll just close you for a second, but yeah, that red sell dot here for the 2-week said get out of Solana in September. And you would have avoided this mess here. Interesting. Now I'm curious, like, what does it look like on the monthly chart now? You got a red sell dot here in October. That was the time to get out of Solana. Even better would have been like January or February of last year, but you know. You had your last warning here on Solana on the monthly time frame here in October telling you to get the hell out of Solana. Okay. So I listen to these charts here, guys. That's why I'm able to stay profitable on my swing trading, my long-term investing, and my day trading. I listen to these charts. They tell me what to do, and I do it, or I try my best to do it. Sometimes the charts might lie to you every now and then, but usually it's like it's spot on, like 90% of the time. And if they're lying to you, it's probably because there's probably a reversal in the trend. Like there might be a price reversal showing up. Okay, but usually, yeah, the charts usually are never wrong for the most part. And that's why I like using the charts to figure out, you know, where crypto might go next and where these coins might go next. And right now, it just doesn't look good for the long term for these cryptocurrencies. But I think tonight, I don't know, Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin still. Yeah, Bitcoin needs to stop dropping. Let's see tonight. Let's see. Go back to the 1 hour time frame on the momentum indicators here. It's still brutal, nasty. Yeah, I think Bitcoin wants to go down to low prices tonight as well. So we're not done yet, guys. We're not done yet selling off from what I'm seeing here. It's one reason why I'm still in my SUI short. But there was like another asset I can't really remember off the top of my head that was it was still going up today, even though the prices were all across the board going down. And yeah, it was still strong, and we were gonna try to short it. I can't remember. I think it was the THE. Or maybe it would have been like TNE. I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, it wasn't this one. Maybe it was like TNE. Jesus, is Canada dry in here? Because I know we were talking about it on the Discord. I gotta look it up on the Discord. Or I could probably maybe see if I can find it on Crypto Bubbles here. It'd probably be the one thing that is actually going up while everything else is going down. So we know River's been having a good week still. Dash is still, believe it or not, in the green for the week. Dude, where is it? I don't see it. River is still going up today. Maybe River could be worth shorting. Let's take a look at that one real quick. Look at this thing. Still up 21% today. 36 bucks. Still in an uptrend. We were talking about this in the Discord. Like, this thing is a beast. It's just, it doesn't even care about crypto or Donald Trump or anything. It's still going up. Oh man, all right. How far much could it go? I think we already hit the 1618. I measured this before. We already hit like 42 bucks, 43 bucks already on this one. Are we gonna go back up to 42, 43 dollars again? That'd probably be a better area to try to look for a short on River. I don't think this thing's ready to go to be shorted yet. Look at the MACD momentum indicators. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, see, there's some selling pressure, but we're getting selling pressure on the 1 hour time frame, and the thing is still climbing up to higher prices. And now look, the selling pressure is about to die down. So I think River. I wouldn't short River yet. I would not short it. When it gets up to like 42, 43 dollars, we'll see what it looks like over there, and maybe we can try to short it at like 42, 43 bucks. But yeah, this is like, you know, I know some of you guys are like, oh man, this thing's up 20%. We can short it. I wouldn't do it just yet. Just the momentum indicators are not showing that this is the time to do it. So that's why I like using the momentum indicators here. The MACD. And of course the market cipher B. And look at this, market cipher B on the 1 hour time frame says buy River. What? It's already up 20% today. We're supposed to buy it? Okay. Probably because it wants to go to 42 bucks. Laureen, what did you say? Did you go into Dash? It's dropping. Kameka is back in Dash. Okay. And Lorraine, yeah, we're just looking at River right now. And Kumeka is back for Dash. Okay, like I said, you know, I hope it works out with you on Dash. I think Dash could be interesting to see if it goes back up to 75 bucks and then 84 bucks. But you know, I would keep the stop loss tight at $67. And if you get stopped out, you know, just accept it, right? The problem what I see with traders, you know, especially when I first started trading, is you don't like to be wrong, but it happens. Like, you're gonna be wrong, and if you're wrong, you don't want to go back in and be wrong again and lose more money. Okay, just accept it for what it is. You might have to come back and look at it the next day or later on that week, or if you really want to look at it later on that day. You know, if you were wrong in the morning, maybe you could try looking at it again later on that night, and things might be changing for the better. But like, if I'm wrong on a trade, I accept it for what it is, because I noticed that when I lose money, it's because I kept losing money trying to prove myself right when I'm actually wrong and the market doesn't want to do what I think it's going to do. So, you know, if you go in a long on Dash and it doesn't work out, let it be. Try to look at it tomorrow, maybe. Maybe you can long it tomorrow at a lower price. Okay? But yeah. When you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, they call that insanity. Alright? And then in day trading, if you keep doing the same thing and you keep losing money, some people call that revenge trading. Or maybe you just call it being stubborn or something. But nah, it wouldn't really be revenge. Revenge trading would be like, you were betting that it was going to go up, and it went down, it stopped you out, and then it actually did go up higher than what you bought it in the first place, and then you try to go long it at a higher price, and that's revenge trading. Yeah. Lorraine says, look way back on my comments. I don't know if I want to do that, Lorraine. Can you just tell me right now, Lorraine? Can you tell me, like, what did I miss? Because that'd be a lot of scrolling for me to do. Alright. Milan said AOI is a good method for Forex. I don't know. What is AOI? I don't even know what that is. Yeah, Lorraine said, what happened to gold? Gold went up in price because I already talked about this on the live stream earlier, but like, in my opinion, you know, if Donald Trump raises tariffs, then that raises inflation. It raises the cost of doing business. These businesses aren't able to make money like they used to because things cost more money now, and that, you know, that takes away profit margins. It takes away the lust and lure of actually buying stocks, and people are just like, all right, well, if we're gonna get inflation, we might as well go buy gold, because that's a hedge against inflation. So, you know, that's the reason why gold is at all-time highs today. Because you know, if you're not able to make money in stocks, where do you put your money? You're gonna put it in gold instead. Alright. I think we're getting towards the end of this live stream here, guys. I was trying to find out what that asset was that we talked about in the Discord, but I can't take a look at it. Do I really want to drag you guys through the Discord to try and find out this potential crypto that could be worth shorting later on tonight? Let me just try to see if I can find it here. Alright, let's see. I'm just going to keep on scrolling here. We talked about this. I think we talked about this around like 12 o'clock this afternoon. As I said, scrolling back here, scrolling back here, scrolling back. Well, there's my P&L. If you guys are wondering if I'm a profitable trader or not, there is my P&L, up to 139% for the last 30 days. Last 7 days, I'm up 21%, and I'm up 8% today. I'm having a good day, good week, and a good month. Longing and shorting. Oh, was it THQ? THX? What is it? Let's see. Where is this thing? I'm still trying to find this thing. So we're talking about like 12, I think it was like 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the afternoon. Damn, you guys did a lot of talking here on my Discord earlier today. I remember last time I checked it said like 130 missed messages. I'm like, what? What are you guys talking about here on Discord? But we talk about a lot of things, especially with, you know, the tariffs and everything. Messing things up here in crypto and stock market world. Where is this thing? Because I probably should have saved it. Should have just favorited it. Oh, we're trying to find my Discord here. Was it THQ? I don't know, DZ. I know you go by Baby Satoshi, right? On Discord. And I'm just trying to like figure out like what was this thing that we were trying to short, and I was like, no, now's not the time right now, but maybe later on today or tomorrow or something like that, because I want to put it on my watch list, but I have to dig through the comments here, figure out what it was we were looking at. I don't think it was a meme coin. We weren't trying to short a meme coin here. Canada Dry says it might be time to short River. Famous last words. Yeah, no, I looked at River just now. It's not time to short it right now. I think River could probably go up to 42 bucks, and then we could try to look to see if it's showing any weakness for a short. I think that's what I was saying. I said like something about like weakness. Let me see if I can type in like weakness. See if that comes up here. All right, yeah, this one. All right, so here we go. FHE, that's what it is. Yeah, this guy was trying to tell me about FHE. It says he thinks it could be an epic short. Canada Dry said that, and let's see if FHE still continue going up. Because if it did, that makes it even better of a short, right? Yeah, this thing is still going up on the 1 hour time frame. This is what it looks like on the daily time frame. This thing has just been bam, 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 bam. Green candles left and right. So like, when can we short it? Start on the 1 hour time frame like I do for my day trades here. And you know, one idea is that if it lost to 21 EMA on the 1 hour time frame, that's showing weakness. You could try to short it if it does that, right? But look, sometimes when it does lose the 21 EMA, this white line, it comes right back up to it again. So if it was to lose it, come back up to it and get rejected and come down, that's, you know, that's showing weakness. That would be an idea for a short. Momentum indicators here. Buying pressure is dying down here, even though the price is still climbing up. Buying pressure is dying down. This blue line is starting to curve down. But like, this thing is such a beast of a cryptocurrency that I probably would want to wait. You know, if I was aggressive, I could try to short it right now. But if I was not aggressive, I would wait for this thing to cross to the downside. And I don't want to be aggressive on something that's up like 19%, trying to short it. So I would wait until this blue line crosses the orange line to the downside for the MACD crossover to the downside on the 1 hour time frame, and then I would try to enter a short. Yeah, so we might get that later on tonight. You might want to add FHE to your list of ideas for a short here, because last time we had a MACD crossover to the downside was Monday around 2 p.m. Eastern time. and that was like right around here. But see, the thing, it crossed to the downside, and then there wasn't really that much follow through, and then it started going back up again. So I would wait. Yeah, I would still wait on this one. At least wait for that MACD crossover. And then money flow. Money flow still in the green. Got a red cell dot here. So I will wait for the MACD crossover to the downside on this one, which hasn't happened yet, but it could happen later on tonight or tomorrow. And then also I will wait for this thing to, if I can just draw this out, I will wait for this thing to try to drop below that 21 EMA, this white line. And then you could enter a short, but like just know that, you know, this thing could come back up to the 21 EMA. Like if it could drop down, come back up. And if it comes back up and gets rejected, that's like, oh, for sure. Now we're definitely going to add to the short. Or if we haven't got into the short yet, we're going to definitely get into a short if it comes up to the 21 EMA, gets rejected. Because then it could do something like that, you know? And then for the pattern traders, they'll be like, oh, guys, it's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. And they'll be like, it's a head and shoulder pattern, guys. And you can just short it. And then other people will start joining in on your short. And you can take this thing down. And if you were to take this thing down, maybe the 50 moving average on the 1 hour could get support at $16.39, or maybe it comes down to $11.35. But ideally, I like using the VRVP indicator. That'll tell me where the most likely support areas are. And this is showing me the value area high at 15 cents is an area that we could take profit on a short. And then also there's some high volume here at 10 cents. 10.5 cents. So just some ideas here for a short on FHE. That's the one. FHE, add that to your watch list for a potential short. It's not ready yet, but it might happen later on, you know, later on this week maybe. We'll try to look at this one again. Let me just write this down. I want to look at FHE so I don't forget about it. FHE. And then River was another one that could be a short. But I think you gotta wait till like 42 bucks on River. DZ says, dude, what is River? I don't know. It's a cryptocurrency coin. I still haven't looked it up on what it does and what it's trying to accomplish. But it's like a beast of a cryptocurrency right now. Bard is a solid coin, you say? Dumps don't affect it? Yeah. And Laureen says something about FNE. Yeah, I don't know what that is. You want me to look at gold, where it might go? The only request I asked... Oh, sorry, Laureen. We did look at gold for a little bit. But, alright, I guess I'll do a full analysis on gold for you. Okay, alright. Alright. I'm sorry, Laureen. Let's go look at gold now. And I think that'll be it for tonight. And then I want to go get some sleep or something because I'm sick. And yeah. I'm sick right now. Fighting a cold. Alright, gold is currently at 4,761. Did my music stop? Was that it for the music? Oh, damn, that's it for the music, huh? I'll reset. Alright, gold. What are we doing here? What are we doing here with gold? What are we doing? Gold is just at all-time highs. I mean, what else is there to say? Let's get into the daily time frame. Last time I drew the fib on this one was at when gold was at 46.87, so I guess I have to redraw the fib now to the new highs for today at 47.60. So this is saying upside target for gold is gonna be in the 5,000 area. 1272 fib extension at 5,158. Then you got a 1618 at $5,600 gold. Gold is extremely bullish. Don't we wish this was our cryptocurrencies or whatever asset we're in, right? Even a stock. Like, don't you wish this was your stock or your crypto? Like, gold is just... Peter Schiff is laughing at all of us right now and laughing to the bank that he probably now owns because of all the gold that he has. Anytime an asset's above the 200, the 100, the 50, and the 21 EMA, it's extremely bullish, especially on the daily time frame. So gold, extremely bullish. Is it going to lose this momentum? Let's see what the MACD looks like. MACD on the daily time frame, pretty strong still. Okay, and yeah, still strong. Blue line going up, orange line going up with it, trying to catch up to the blue line. All right. RSI. Although you had a high RSI of like 82 on December, right now the RSI is at 75. At some point, this will turn into bearish divergence here. Okay, where you got lower highs here on the RSI. Okay, but this could take some time. We could be seeing like gold continue climbing up to like March or April or sometime in the summer of this year before the bearish divergence actually pushes gold down. So, but that's just something to keep in mind, that, you know, gold is actually making lower highs on the RSI right now. And then market cipher B, money flow in the green for sure. You had a green buy dot, even though you're in oversold, overbought territory. These red horizontal bars are supposed to be like showing us that this is overbought. This is like an RSI indicator here, and you're getting a green buy dot saying that you should be buying gold right now. What? I mean, last time you had something like that where you had the green buy dot here, and the overbought area was like here on December 22nd. And then, like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 days later, then you got a red sell dot that probably sent you down lower on gold. And that gave you a little top signal here too. That little emoji right there. So let's see. Last time that happened, you got that red sell dot. That was here on December 29th, where gold came down, but it only came down to the 21 EMA. Right, it came down to the 21 EMA, got support, and then climbed up. So I wouldn't really worry about gold going to lower prices until it actually goes below the 21 EMA and stays below it. This whole time we've been above the 21 EMA. Yeah, you kind of did lose it here in October, but you came right back up to it, and then you got above it, then came down to it and used the support, and then you came back up. So like, this is just so damn bullish. So damn bullish. But yeah, you know, if you want to buy some cheaper gold, you could see if it comes down to this 21 EMA at 4,500 bucks. That's where I would try to scoop up some cheaper gold at this point. But the way things are going with gold, like this thing, 21 EMA is creeping up, so is the price. And we could see $5,000 gold sometime soon. I think I did a video or talked about gold on one of my TikToks, and I said that the price of gold could get up to $5,000 sometime in January or February. And look how we're not that far off from my target here. Let me see, if I go into my TikTok, I think I did talk about the price of gold here. This silver. Where's my hey, what is this? These videos are not loading up. But yeah, I did talk about gold. I'm pretty damn sure I posted up a video here saying that gold could get up to like $5 grand in 2026, in the beginning of 2026. I just can't find it right now. Yeah. DZ thinks silver could go to 150 bucks. That's crazy, man. If it does, I'm just gonna like be really disappointed in myself for selling at 35 bucks last summer. Oh yeah, there's a premium when you buy silver and gold. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah. Like Where is my gold video? I know I talked about gold not too long ago. I just can't find it right now. Let me click the refresh button. Try to fix my TikTok here. Almost at 6,200 followers. Nice. Dude, why is TikTok doing this to me? Now we're not gonna show my videos? Whatever. Was it in my YouTube? Maybe I could find it in my YouTube since TikTok wants to be difficult right now. I think I got it in my shorts here where I talk about gold. Gold, gold, gold. Where are you, gold? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I thought I did. Maybe I did as a video instead of a short. Oh, there it is. It's way back here. Okay, so gold will hit $5,000. Is a video that I made. Let me see if I can just turn the volume down here.
Up to $3,500. I did a Fibonacci, and we've already hit the 1618.
You guys can hear this
at $44,099. Could we hit the 2618 at $5,067 here for gold? I don't know. I don't know. If I was to extend,
what does this guy know?
We're gonna make a trend line here and just trying to figure out when could gold hit $5,000 if it continues on this uptrend.
So this was like a few months ago when gold was at 4,200 bucks.
We'll hit $5,000 by the middle of January. For those who are trying to play the gold play right now, January of 2026 could be when we hit $5,000 on gold.
So there you go. I was saying that we could probably hit gold at
trend line here.
Gold could probably hit $5,000 by January, is what I was saying
here.
Don't
drop down. Just continue going up. At the bare
and I was just using basic trend line analysis.
This,
and when did I do that video? Tell me to.
And most speed.
Yeah.
I did want to look at the price of gold.
But yeah, that's in my my YouTube shorts there. And I that was like a few months ago for sure, when gold was still at 4,200 bucks, is when I was talking about that. That gold could go to $5,000 by January of 2026. So there you go, Lorraine. There's your analysis on gold. Man flu, yes, I have a man flu right now. Yeah. All right, let's listen to some music on the way out. Let's see if we get the likes to match the amount of people that are on the live stream here on YouTube, and let's try to see if we can get up to like 8,000 likes here on TikTok. If you guys can just double tap your screen, appreciate that. Let's listen to some music on the way out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Right? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Can't really remember. Yeah, I think yeah. Wait, is today Wednesday? No. Today's Tuesday. Yeah. Alright, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time. 4 to 6 p.m. around that time. Okay? Take care and good luck trading and investing in whatever asset you guys get into. And there's my socials there, guys. You can find me, Meet Damien, on Twitter. There's my Twitter handle, Meet Damien, on Facebook and Instagram. I'm on YouTube and TikTok. And I got a Meet Damien Discord server as well. And once again, here's the code to join WEEX cryptocurrency exchange and start trading on it. If you go on to the website for WEEX and you use that VIP code there, that referral code, yes, I do get a referral bonus for that. But you also get the bonuses as well. And right now there's actually a bonus where if you put $100 on the exchange, you get $50 back from WEEX. So you might want to look into that, guys. Alright, let me go take care of my man flu now, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow.